everybody, it's Alyssa. Welcome back to my channel, and excuse the lighting. It is currently like midnight right now. I'm about to take a shower and wash off all of this makeup that's already smudging down my face. I wanted to start another reading vlog because I have been really grinding on my reading these past couple of months. Like, I am one book away from reaching my Goodreads reading goal on Goodreads, and I have not completed my Goodreads goal since 2019, and that's the only year I've ever completed it. So completing it this early in the year feels very, very good to me. And I figured for my 30th book, I would start reading my favorite series of all time once again. It's been a couple years since I've read this series, and if you guys are not new here, you probably already know what the book is. I don't even have to say it. It is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. I have loved this book since I was like 11 or 12. I read it such a long time ago, like when the books were still coming out in the series. Like, I would wait till the new book came out and I would read it. It was just such a fun time being like a preteen and reading these books, and I love them. I love them so much. Obviously, some of the things that happen in these books, when I read them now, I'm like, ooh, that's a little problematic. That's a little icky. They're still like guilty pleasure, all-time favorite books, and I feel like they'll be my favorite books until I die. And the reason I want to reread is because I want to annotate the entire series. I have annotated the first book a couple of years ago. When was the last time? I read it in 2019, like I said. So this will be my fourth read. The first time I ever read it was in 2012. And then I reread it in 2017, and then I reread it again in 2019, and now I'm rereading it again in 2022, which is just crazy to say. But I'm not going to be annotating this copy. I'm going to be annotating this hardcover copy that I found at a thrift store a couple of years ago. And the reason it doesn't have a dust jacket is because it did not come with a dust jacket, unfortunately. But I really wanted a hardcover because all of the other books in the series that I have are in hardcover, and I haven't been able to find a hardcover of this first book in the stores at all for some reason. What I plan on doing with this hardcover is I want to paint the front of this book, and I may do that in this vlog if I have time. I am pretty busy. But I really would like to paint this entire book or add stickers or something to it, really customize it and make it my own. I want to put like the title on the front and then like maybe put some angel wings or something, I don't know. But I want to annotate this copy because this is a hardcover copy, and then I want to annotate the rest of the series. So of course the first book in the series is called Hush Hush. The second book is Crescendo. The third book is Silence, and this cover is my favorite cover. And then the last book is called Finale. Honestly, I have not reread these books since I read the series in like 2015 or whenever the last book came out. So I've only reread the first book multiple times. I haven't reread the entire series, so I really don't even remember much about how the whole story ended. So rereading this whole series is going to be really nostalgic for me, and I'm going to annotate the entire thing. I really wish I could find the dust jacket, but I still think these all look really good together. I figured this reading vlog, I would just go back to my preteen days. If you guys don't know what the series is about, it is about a teenage girl named Nora who comes across this guy in class named Patch, and he's like a typical like bad boy. They get partnered up in school together, and she finds out that he is a fallen angel, and there's a lot that happens with the story. The main character finds out that she is something that she had no idea that she was, and I just love this book. It was supposed to become a movie. They're still saying it's going to become a movie. I've seen like castings for it and stuff, and I don't think anything's ever gonna happen, and I don't think the movie's ever gonna come out. And honestly, I'm completely fine with that, because if a movie came out and it was as bad as the Fallen movie was, then I just don't really want it. I don't want my favorite book series to be ruined by a really bad movie, so it's fine by me. It would be pretty cool to have a movie coming out of my favorite book series, because I've promoted this book since I was literally a teenager, like a preteen. So yeah. Anyway, it's really good. If you like fallen angels, you may like this. It is a young adult book, so if you don't like young adult, you might not like it. But I'm obsessed with fallen angel stories. I've been obsessed with fallen angels since I was a kid. Like, especially when I was a preteen, all the books I read had to do with fallen angels. I was obsessed with them. We're really going back to my roots in this vlog. I have all of my annotating materials here. I actually bought some new annotating tabs, not these. They're coming in the mail in the morning, and they're more of like dark colors. So I think I am not going to use tabs yet if I start annotating tonight, and in the morning when I get the new tabs, I'm going to tab these books up with like the darker annotating tabs that I have to match the aesthetic of the book a little bit more. I've been wanting to use annotation tabs that kind of match the cover of the book, because these bright colors don't really look that nice with like black and red covers to me. I think it looks a little cheesy. So having some like dark reds and browns will look really, really good with some dark books. Hey guys, so it's the next morning, hence why I look crazy. But I'm so tired because I stayed up till 4 in the morning reading. I could not go to sleep, but I only had like 3 hours of sleep. But I got to page 115 of Hush Hush, and I annotated a lot, but like I said, I didn't put in the tabs yet because they were being delivered. But the tabs were delivered this morning, so it came with like all of these different like colors, like color schemes here. So I'm using this colored scheme in the book, and it comes with like a lot of them, so I wanted a bunch of different colors to match like darker aesthetics and stuff like that, and these seem to work pretty good, so I've been using this one for this book. So let me show you what I did to the book. I actually spent like an hour last night just decorating the inside of the book, because I've seen a lot of like TikToks and reels of people like annotating with pictures and stuff, kind of like a journal, and I really wanted to do that because I love journaling, but I haven't really had much time to like physically journal, so like doing it in one of my favorite books is really fun. So like I said, I am gonna decorate the front of this book. Maybe I'll do it today, but on the front of the book right here, I wish I would have wrote down like first, second, third, fourth, but it's whatever, I can replace it. But I just wrote down like my new read. I already had it stamped with my little like book stamper that I had, and I just put some stickers in here. On this page, I printed out a bunch of Spotify songs that I either listened to back in the day with like fan edits of this book, or just songs that remind me of this book. So we have Angel with a Shotgun by The Cab, Angel by Theory of a Deadman, Angel by Harry Styles, Concrete Angel by Christina Novelli, Fall For You by Secondhand Serenade. Those are songs that either remind me of this book or I listened to back in the day, especially Angel with a Shotgun. That one was so popular back in the day. So I put all of those songs here. I have a whole Hush Hush playlist, and I couldn't figure out how to like make a Spotify thing of a whole entire playlist. I don't even know if you can do that. So if I can figure that out, I'll put that in here too. But I used my Famimo thermal printer to print them out. And then over here, I printed out just like in Fallen Angel, some more stickers. I printed some more like fan art that people made for the book. And then here's my annotating key. So these are the colors that I'm going to be using. And then yeah, I literally just started annotating like immediately. I would say like almost every single page has annotations on it because I just love this book so much. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start adding the tabs to what I've annotated so far, and then I think I'm going to continue to read for a little bit. Hey guys, so it is the end of the day and I finished Hush Hush. These books are a lot like thicker than I like remember them being. Like, it took me 2 full days to read this book. It looks small, but it really isn't. So yeah, I finished this book. I'm gonna do like a full annotating flip through of this entire book on my Patreon. So I'm gonna be annotating the whole series though. So I'm gonna annotate the whole series and then do a full flip through on Patreon, but haven't painted the cover yet. Haven't really decided what I want to do, so I'm not gonna do it until I've decided what I want to do. I love the colors of these annotations. They're like dark colored. I did run out of the red, so there was only one little thing that had red. So I ran out of a couple colors, so I started pulling from others. It does suck that it only comes with like one little sheet of each color scheme, and I can't find a listing on Amazon that just has like all dark colors. It's a little annoying because like you can buy these in like large packs on Amazon, but I want like these but like dark, and I just want like a bunch of them. Now we're going to move on to the second book of the series, which is Crescendo. And the first book was just as amazing as I remember it. Honestly, all of the scenes that I was annotating were just scenes of the two main characters like going at each other because I love their like banter back and forth so much. I do remember that this book was more like a little heart-wrenching from what I remember. I remember the first 2 books more than I remember the last 2 books. Hey guys, so it's actually the next day and I haven't even started Crescendo yet. And the reason I haven't started it yet is because I spent like an hour last night just like decorating the cover of it. I think I like this one way more than Hush Hush. And since it's called Crescendo, I put like music notes and then like the crescendo. My music notes are terrible. It's been a while since I took music theory in high school, so I draw music notes so terribly, but I think it came out really good. I put Your Call by Secondhand Serenade because I love Secondhand Serenade. Like, I know all of their songs. And then I put Your Guardian Angel by the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. This was a huge song of my like preteen days. Like, I would listen to it like every single day. And then All I Wanted by Paramore. That song just hits different. If you know, you know. And then Face Down by Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Red Jumpsuit Apparatus was like a really big band when I was like a preteen. Yeah, I really love their music. So I just did that. Like I said, I'm gonna do like a detailed flip through on my Patreon. And then these are the colors that I'm going to use to tab this book. So I'm doing like a bluish purple color scheme, and then I put a sticker with some music on it because it's called Crescendo, so I wanted to keep with the theme. But yeah, I have not even started it yet. I'm definitely going to start it today. Yeah, another reason why I haven't started yet is because I started painting the Hush Hush book today. My mental health has been like so bad this week, and like music and watching movies and reading is like what is literally making me feel so good right now. So I've kind of just put off working and I've just been focusing on myself these past couple of days, and painting this was so relaxing. So what I did was I just looked at the cover on my paperback and then I just tried to replicate like what the title looks like on the book. And I think I did a pretty decent job, and then I painted it with acrylic paint. I use the Arteza acrylic paint for pretty much everything that I do. And then I painted some feathers, and then these feather stickers right here, these little ones, are actually nail stickers that I had. When I found them, I literally jumped for joy because I just feel like they look perfect falling down. And then I just added some cute like red stickers on the binding here. And yeah, I really like this. This is a good idea for you guys to do if you find a used book that doesn't have a dust cover. You can kind of decorate it the way that you want, and I'm like just obsessed with this. I want to do this with a lot of my favorite books, so I'm excited to start annotating my favorite books like this because this is just so, makes me so happy. And then also you guys saw that I finished putting the lights on all of my bookshelves. I put like half the lights like 3 months ago, and then I just kept forgetting to buy new ones, so I finally bought the last strand of lights, and all of the bookshelves here have lights. These don't right here, but this is just my K-pop corner. So all of my books have lights. For my birthday, I am gonna go to IKEA and I'm going to get a reading chair to go right here. And I also think I want to get a skinny Billy bookcase to go right here in this like corner. And I'll just like take these pictures down and put them somewhere else. So the wall is lined with bookshelves. I do have tons of bookshelf space left, so it's not like I need another bookshelf, but I would really like to have one just in case I do get more books. So when I go to IKEA, I'm gonna look for a reading chair and another bookshelf, and then my perfect little reading corner, reading nook, will be completed in this house. It's definitely not like my dream library or anything like that, but I don't own this house. I don't even know how long that I'll live here, but for what I have done in this house with my little library, this is my favorite room. It's so cozy and relaxing, and I just love being in here. That's an update on the bookshelf. I will be doing a bookshelf tour soon, like a more in-depth one soon, but like I said, I want to try to figure out if there's anything else I want to add before I do a bookshelf tour, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's literally what I've been doing. I watched Enchanted, and then I watched another Cinderella story, and now I'm trying to figure out what's the next movie that I want to watch, or if I should get to reading. I kind of still feel like watching a movie, but I probably should edit too, so I might start editing. I don't know. Hey guys, so it's a couple days later and I just got back from my parents' house because I did my sister's hair and makeup for the Bridgerton experience in Atlanta. I was going to go, but I don't have enough confidence to bow before the queen. And I also didn't have money to buy tickets or buy a dress, so my sister went and I did her hair and makeup and everything, and I came back home. But before I went, I actually finished Crescendo this morning. So this is the second book of the Hush Hush series. I didn't annotate it as much as I annotated the first one, just because the second one has a lot of like information in it that helps like the plot move forward, whereas the first one you kind of like learn all of the characters and everything. So now I am going to be starting Silence. This is my favorite cover out of all of the covers. Like, are you joking? Like, do you see this? Yeah, I'm about to start this one, but I also have a little book haul for you guys. It wasn't planned. My grandma actually just dropped off some random books to me. The first book is Easy by Tamara Weber. I actually love this book. I already own this book. I don't think she knew that I owned it. So I'll put this in my little pile to put into like little libraries or to donate or something like that because I do already have it. It's so good. And then she also gave me these two Bridgerton books that she had. These are definitely not like the first books at all. This one is Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, which is Penelope and Colin's story. I really don't care about them in the TV show. I haven't read the books yet. I started reading them and then I didn't feel like reading anymore. So I think this is like the second or the third book, I don't know. And then this one was When He Was Wicked, Francesca's story. I don't even know who Francesca is. I don't know if I know who that is. So yeah, these are the two Bridgerton books that she gave me. Then she also gave me a book called Towering. I think that's how the font is like really hard for me to read. It's by the author of Beastly, Alex Flynn. Honestly, I have no idea what it's about. It's giving me paranormal romance vibes. Oh, it's a Rapunzel retelling. That makes so much sense. It's a Rapunzel retelling. Oh, so Alex Flynn did a Beauty and the Beast retelling with Beastly, and now we have a Rapunzel retelling. Love that. I actually will definitely, I think I'll like this because I love fairy tale retellings, especially if they're in like a paranormal romance type way. So yeah, my grandma just gave me those books. I guess she wanted to get rid of them. But now I am about to eat dinner and I'm going to start Silence. And I'll keep you guys updated. Hey guys, it's the next day, I think, and last night I finished Silence by Becca Fitzpatrick. As you can see, I didn't annotate this book as much as I annotated the other two, and that's mainly just because this, well, the whole series in general is mainly plot focused and less focused on like characters and stuff like that. So sometimes there's just not really things to annotate because it's just building the plot. I annotated, you know, some scenes that were like sad and scenes that I loved and stuff like that. And that's what I do like about this series a lot, is that I love most of the characters in these books, and also I love the plot of this entire series. The only thing that was frustrating about this book, and I don't feel like this is a spoiler, this book has been out since like 2009, so if this is a spoiler for you, I'm sorry, but the main character of this entire book series is extremely annoying. I love every single character in this book series except for the main girl character, Nora. She is incredibly, incredibly annoying, and if you read the book series, you'll understand she is so annoying. Like, one of the worst main characters ever. She starts to have some type of character development, and then in this book she loses all of her memories. So we basically go back to square one, and she's just as annoying as she was in the first book, which is very, very frustrating when you notice a character having character development and then they lose their memories and then the development is just completely like, it's gone. That's really frustrating about this book. Whenever a character loses memories in any type of book, it is always frustrating to have to re-listen and re-understand things that we've already read in past books because they're trying to explain to the main character what's going on when we already know what's going on. And I feel like it's just like a waste of time, and I hate that. So yeah, that's the only thing that annoyed me about this book. One of my favorite characters shows back up in this book. If you guys have read it, one of my favorite characters is Scott, and if you know, you know. I love Scott. I love Scott. He's like one of my favorite characters. Time to read the last book. I honestly have no idea or remember what happens in the last book. I know that there's like a big war and a battle going on, but that's literally all that I remember. I'm excited, but I'm also sad for it to be over. So it's a couple days later, and I just got back from the dentist, and the whole right side of my face is numb. And it actually kind of hurts to talk right now. I had to get a filling, so I really shouldn't be talking right. I literally can't even move this side of my mouth. I have not started Finale yet, and that's mainly just because I want to decorate the front of it before I start reading it, so I haven't started it. Not in the mood to read a physical book right now. Literally, I'm addicted to reading on my Kindle. Like, I'm addicted to it. I have to read on it. A couple days ago, I started a book called The King of Flesh and Bone because I saw it being recommended a lot on TikTok. Very dark fantasy romance, like so dark that the guy broke the girl's legs so she would stay with him. And that's what made me pick up the book, because I was like, that's fucked up, like that's messed up, I want to read this book. But then I started reading it and it wasn't good. I like dark romances because they're freaking crazy like that, but the book like just genuinely wasn't good, and I really didn't know what the fuck was going on, so I DNF'd it at like 22%. I literally could not continue reading it, but I got to the part where he broke her legs, so at least I saw why he broke her legs, even though there should be no reason for it. But I want to redeem myself for saying this. It's a fantasy book, and he's like the king of the underworld, so he can like fix her legs. Not that that matters in any way, shape, or form, but I just wanted to say that. So yeah, I DNF'd that book, and I was like, okay, I can't read this anymore. And then on TikTok, I saw a lot of people recommending Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. Dark romance as well. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start this because this is not a fantasy. I don't know what, I think I got to like 30% into the book last night before I had to go to bed. And it is about this girl main character who is an author, and she gets inherited this old haunted house that her family has passed down through the generations. Very haunted, but she also has a stalker, and the stalker becomes obsessed with her, and he like watches her and everything like that, and it's just the story of him. You know, I wasn't expecting to like him because he's a stalker, but like he's actually not a bad person, which is so bad to say. Like I said, this is a dark romance, so like these are not things that I would want to happen in my real life. These are just things that I like to read about. But I'm really enjoying it so far, and I'm gonna continue reading it. I literally can't do anything right now until my face is not numb. Like I need to lay down and take a nap and then eat something. and then I can start doing other stuff with my day. But while I'm just chilling on the couch, I'm gonna continue reading Haunting Adeline. But like I said, I'm really enjoying it so far. I would say right now it's like a 4-star read. It's giving me everything that I would want. I like it. It's good. And there's also a second book called Hunting Adeline. Hey guys, so it's a couple days later and I did like a little Q&A on my Bookstagram earlier this morning, and I had someone on my Bookstagram, I believe their name is Ash, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. They asked me if I've ever seen the TikTok of the person who like uses a scanner and like scans all of their books into like a library app to keep track of all the books that they own, and I had never seen it. So I went and watched the TikTok and I found a book app here that you can scan the barcode on any of your books and it keeps a collection of all of your books in your phone. And it also like keeps track of like when the book came out, what the genres are, if it's part of a series, if you've read it or not, what your rating is, and you can keep your whole book collection, like your physical book collection, in your phone. So I'll show you guys. Here's like the scanner. Let me find a book that actually has one. Okay, so it also makes like the scanning noise like you're at a library. So it does the little like scanning noise like that. And then when you're done, it'll add the book. So here was the book that I added. It's one of the Dear Dumb Diary books. So you can change all of this if you want to. It gives the description of the book. You can put your rating. You can put notes about the book. And then you just save it. And then you can add it to your book collection. So I've scanned a couple of my books so far. So you know I'm about to spend the next hour just scanning in all of my books. The app is called Book Buddy. There's also an app called Libib, and I believe the person on the TikTok used the app Libib, but I didn't like the way Libib is laid out, and I liked Book Buddy better, so I'm using Book Buddy, and I really like it. I don't know. It would be cool if you could like follow people on here, like if it was like a social media app, but it's definitely just an app where you just add your books and stuff, so. But you can also put like what you want to read next, so you can put like your TBR, your reading status, your favorite books. You can filter your books by author, series, genre, there's categories. You can literally organize like everything on this app just by scanning in your books. So I'm about to just spend a long time scanning in all of my books. Okay, I just finished scanning all of my physical books and that was really fun, but now I'm gonna get back to reading. I started the second book of the Cat and Mouse duet, so I'm reading Hunting Adeline now. I rated the first book 3.5 stars because I liked it. Like, I liked the characters. I don't know, something about it felt kind of repetitive. Like, I didn't love it, but I liked it. I liked it enough. This one I like a lot more, but this one is a lot darker, like a lot darker themes. Like there were some parts where I was like, oh, I feel very uncomfortable reading this, you know? So this book is definitely a lot darker than the first one, and I'm enjoying this a lot more than the first one, just mainly because there's more happening. I'm gonna try to finish this today, and then I don't know what book I'm gonna start next. I probably need to finish the last book of the Hush Hush series just so I can finish my reread of that. Okay, I just finished Hunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton, and I rated it 3 stars. Honestly, I'm really disappointed because at the beginning I was like, oh, this is like 4 stars. Like, this is really dark, and like there's a lot of dark themes and a lot is happening, and I was like really into the story of like the first half of the book. And then it hit part 2, and if you know what happens in part 1 and then part 2 just seemed to go on for way too long. Like, it just kept going, and I felt like the same thing was happening over and over again. The book was just way longer than it needed to be. I was getting bored. Like, the author writes beautifully. The author has a way with words, for sure. And it was enjoyable. But would I go back and read them again? Probably not. I would read the first book again, but I would not read the second book again. So the 2 books I would rate like the whole series like 3.5 stars. I looked at everybody else's rating and everybody was like giving it 5 stars, so maybe I'm just being like too critical. I don't know, but I'm like tired from reading it because it was so long. I'm a huge mood reader, so usually when I finish a book, I just try to think of what mood that I'm in. And this book literally almost put me in like a slump. Like, I feel myself going into a reading slump because it was too long. So I think I'm going to not read any romances for the next book. My buddy read book for this month is Gallant I don't know if that's how you say it, by V.E. Schwab. This is the last week of the month, so I should probably read this. I have not read like the past 2 buddy read books, which sucks because I went like a whole year completing my Patreon buddy read books and then I failed. This one seems like it's like a young adult like paranormal book, maybe like a fantasy. Not really a fantasy though. It seems like she like lives in like a haunted house, and you guys know like I love haunted house stories. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up. A lot of people in the Discord said that the book starts off very slow. So if it starts off super slow, I hope I don't go into a reading slump. V.E. Schwab is a beautiful writer, but The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I literally did not like it at all. So if I don't like this book by V.E. Schwab, I think I just need to not read V.E. Schwab. Like, maybe she's just not for me. Yeah, there's like art and stuff in the book. I'm gonna go ahead and end this reading vlog here because I feel like I did a lot in this vlog. And I'm sorry if the camera is blurry. The lighting is bad, so my camera like cannot focus on me. I did a lot in this vlog. I did not finish the last Hush Hush book, but that's mainly just because I always put off reading the last book for some reason. I think I just don't want it to end again. And also I want to decorate the inside of the book before I start reading it. So maybe I'll pick it up eventually. Maybe I'll just keep putting it off until I don't read it. I don't know. Yeah, I'll get to that. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. If you want to join the buddy reads every single month, make sure to check out my Patreon down below. We talk about the book in our Discord together and it's a fun time. I also have my social medias down below as well. But thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!